my mind is calm, but my body's, for some kind of reason, there's like, I don't know, adrenaline shooting, or like my mind has come down, but my body's still kind of like, shaky or whatever. Um, uh, Example for me, I'll just give an example. What I do is like, I would have like earphones in, and I would typically listening to either Om or the Govinda song, whatever, just, whatever I feel in the moment, uh, or Hari Om, whatever. Um, and if I notice that my mind kind of tends to wander, or I'm over focusing on the sensations in my body, like I do still kind of have like a little bit of a panicky voice, like, oh my God, like, I don't know, why is my body shaking? What's happening? Kind of like, it's not as bad as it used to be. It's just like a really tiny voice, but it's still there. So things like, just like touching my arms, or like my shoulders here, especially here, and just noticing the warmth of my hands. Usually my chest here is cold or something, or stimulating the vagus points, nerve points, whatever, here in the ears, or just anywhere that is gonna it's gonna calm me down. Just helps
Yes.
me concentrate more on those sensations,
Present.
instead of,
Yeah.
yeah, instead of going all over the
Yes.
places and getting lost in my
Yes.
thoughts.
I agree. But my point is, all these things work when you have the luxury to disengage from the situation. These things don't work when someone's shouting at you and you are getting pissed off and you're going to punch them. None of these
Mm-hmm.
things work. What will work is you just have to not let your mind stick to that external stimulation. You have to just let the breath moving. Like you realize I'm not breathing and my body's stiffening up, and you have to just, move a little bit. Like, you're talking, you can move your hands, and you can always exhale, and no one's gonna notice if you just exhale, in a stressful situation. Because people do that anyway. People heave a sigh like, in the situations anyway. So actually, it
Mm-hmm.
helps because it shows that you're disappointed with them without saying anything. It also lets your breath moving and your mind moving, and then you can focus on the self, and you can focus on Dhananda, you can focus on the peace, and you can call for the peace if you don't let your mind stick to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you can externally still be present, you're aware of everything, but to you it's like watching a movie. How in movies sometimes there are fight scenes, but fight scenes are shown with a very light-hearted music.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's kind of like that. You're watching a fight scene, but in your mind, the music is going on, and you're actually
Yeah.
laughing at the whole working
Yeah.
situation.
I thought you were talking about like, when you are after the fight, when you go and you come down, you have to kind of like come down, and these are the things that help me. But it's true, like, even my family, like in fights, instead of like screaming or shouting, you'd be like, and like really, or just like, kind of say kind of that. It's better than screaming or shouting, but you're still like releasing all of that pent up, like things that want to explode, kind of like in a breath. So that's definitely true.
Yeah, and well, you can also do it very calmly. If you're in a meeting, if in an interview, like, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, it's barely visible, but
Yeah.
it's my
No,
slight, yeah.
I definitely agree. In the meetings, it's just like if you're having a shouting match or whatever, like the last thing you want to do is breathe calmly because you're so upset, and it just kind of feels like going from here, going to here. So
Exactly.
you kind of have to do the
Exhale.
explosive things. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
more of
And
an
so
intense one.
you're exhaling and you're relaxing in the moment, and your breath's calming down, and you are just doing better and better. And the more you exhale and the more that your inhalation slows down and your exhalation slows down, and you're already at peace. You're talking like this, and now they are annoyed why you are not angry. They just leave.
Yeah, like you don't care enough, or things like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Or they
No.
will lead to
Why are they
physical
not? Yeah.
confrontation where you can beat the shit out of them.
Yeah.
So how about that sometimes we're talking about a stressful situation where you would react more with anger. But how about sometimes we are feeling anxious or agitated? Also from various reasons, maybe the environment. And then it feels like it can feel, at least for me, as you said, like panicky, like you get short of breath. You sometimes you hold, but you can also be like hyperventilating.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So in that case, also the breath, or
Yes, in even you're hyperventilating because you're taking more oxygen than you should, more air, you're breathing more than you should. So at that point, we'll discuss these things in way more detail because this is the yoga we are doing, with the breath work, and also with the at that point, what you need to do is you need to exhale, and as you exhale, see, I'm letting my stomach out just to show you, and then you pull it in, pull it up. You can see here going into my ribs. So now I can no longer hyperventilate. And then you let go, and all of that fresh air comes in, and just let it be. And you feel all the energy going here, balancing both hemispheres.
Yeah, like I used to have such a huge problem with this. Like I like called Krupal crying. Like I don't know, what was it, a year or 2 years ago, and he told me that like thing, and it really calmed me down. But like the thing that calmed me down the most is like I was thinking, oh my God, I'm gonna faint, or oh my God, something's gonna happen. I don't know, I'm just gonna lose all energy or strength or whatever. I'm gonna
same.
fall on the floor or something like that.
I'm gonna
And
die.
yes, exactly. And he told me like it's literally impossible. Like your breath will take care of it. Like, like the moment you exhale, you'll naturally feel the urge to inhale again. So you don't have to think about it. Just exhale as long as you can, and then you will naturally inhale and exhale like again. And you just like and then if you feel like you have excess air or whatever, you just like do the thing, really calms it down like in a few minutes. And you just like and you feel so much better. But if you're like feeling really anxious and you kind of feel like a live wire all over your body, like you're gonna vibrate out of your body or something, like best thing ever is just movement. Like you can just like literally like just shake your hands
Uh,
or shake
I'll
your whole
just,
body.
yeah, I'll just call Jen while you're talking because I think you're giving a good lesson here.
And just like based on personal experience, and like there was just like YouTube video that I watched, and basically when animals are chased by a lion, they run away. But as soon as the threat disappears, as the lion goes away, whatever, the first thing every animal does is just shake their body, because shaking your body shows your nervous system like that you're okay. You're kind of like divesting yourself all of this like energy or whatever it is.
Energy, excess
Yeah,
energy,
yeah.
right?
So just like you just like do like this, or you can like literally just like shake your body like
Makes
a
so
full.
much sense. Like I actually do this, I think.
Oh, and also like one thing is like if you
Okay.
go to the earth and you go like this, like tense your body first like this, and then you like inhale and like you're like heaving a sigh of relief, really
Mm-hmm.
helps with like
Let's go the tension.
the yeah of the anxiety. Just like works every fucking time. And sometimes if you feel like you're too stressed to do any of these exercises, just like walk in your room or walk in your house, or if you can have a yard or somewhere, just moving and looking. If you're distracted by the greenery, you won't think of your thoughts or whatever it's like making you feel panicky, and you'll naturally notice that you can go kind of like that, and your body will just like relax more and more and more. So it's like it's really great. But if you cannot get out, moving your eyes, because it also activates the vagus nerve. So if you're gonna go, you keep your head straight,
Oh.
and then you go like with your eyes, you keep you like straight, and you go like on the bottom right corner, and you're gonna move like a rainbow like this. So you're gonna go and
Okay.
really activates, and you just keep it, you keep like for a few seconds, 30 seconds or a minute, like bottom left corner. You keep it until you don't feel something change in your body. Either you heave a sigh of relief, you burp, or you just kind of feel like your muscles kind of start relaxing, and then you move to the other side, and just like immediately notice, or after 30 seconds or more, depending how stressed you are, like your body will just naturally either heave a sigh or just do something that will relax it. Either sometimes I burp, sometimes I sigh, just depends. And just like it really helps to just like ground you in the present moment, and just so things like that. Just simple things, but it really helped me with my anxiety attacks and things like that. So every time I feel like panicky or something, I just do them. Obviously, I do the Om, and those are more important things. But if I feel like my mind is calm but my body isn't, then I would do this on top of that.
Okay.
Or if you feel like you cannot go to that calm place immediately, or you cannot listen to the music, calming music, or Om or whatever, then you do this first to kind of like just relax your body, because once your body's tired and relaxed, you can more easily get your mind will more easily relax. Just depends, whatever your body feels, you do it. But yeah.
Cool. That's really cool. I'm glad. So you really learned it. That's so cool.
I had to, because I didn't know all of this yoga stuff at first. So I had to, and I used to have a lot of anxiety or panic attacks, and I had to I learned first these things, and then they help, but they didn't help every time, because sometimes they work, sometimes they didn't, especially if I over rely with them. I tried like EFT tapping, all of these kind of things. So there are little things that can help you, but they are not the whole thing. If you just use them, sometimes they would work, but if you, as Krupal said, if you are over dependent on them, they will stop working.
Or I think for me, I've learned some of these things maybe in slightly different ways.
Mm-hmm.
Because it is a bit of common sense of like, like a walk will help you, right? Things like that. But for me, it was especially difficult because of my spine issues.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, what would happen is if I go for a walk or whatever exercise I was trying to do, even if like for 20 minutes, which is not much, I
Yeah.
would feel so much pain afterwards
Aw.
that I was anxious because I don't know how to help my body move. But I think praying, like learning to pray first, because praying was the way that I could, also because I was so much in my head, um, was the way that I could reach out for God. And then God provided me with practices that would work for the state I was in until I could move on with different ones. But then um, I think some of these things Kripal taught me, like slapping the body to burp, um, which I think helped because if you burp, it's also relieving, so you naturally breathe more, right? If you
Mm-hmm.
have accumulated not only gas, but if you slap yourself slightly, it's also relaxing to the muscles, and so you're going to burp, and you're also moving energy around, so that helped a lot. And
Yeah.
I think you're moving in different ways, like self massage, um, things that wouldn't overextend the spine, but also actually move my body,
Yeah.
not
I think when we are in anxiety or pain or panic attacks or whatever, is if we are too much into our heads and not so much in focus in the present moment in our bodies. So things like either like if you're tapping yourself, or even if, for what happened to me is like spraying cold water on your hands or on your face, like really cold water that you notice. Or sometimes I feel like cold water will just make me tense up more and make me feel more painful. So sometimes I'll use really warm water and will naturally just relax my muscles, whether is it on, or if you have more energy, you would take a shower or whatever. But sometimes I just don't feel capable of dealing with showers or anything. So I would just like put like cold or warm water on my hands or on my face. And
or
it
shave.
just like little things, yeah, little things that don't take much energy, but they really help, especially if somebody has like chronic kind of like chronic disease, or just lack of energy because of depression or whatever it is, it just helps. So definitely agree with you about it.
Yeah, that was really, really helpful. Yeah.
I'm glad you were able to find things that help you and work for you.
Me too. And same for you.
Yeah.